Hi, I'm Renee McLaughlin. You know, so often I get people asking me or saying to me, Renee, I've been doing all these other workouts, regardless of what it is, walking, dancing, riding my bike, whatever it is, and I'm just not getting the kind of results that I'm really looking for. Why would I get better results from working out with you than I would with those? And here is my one word answer to that. Alignment. When you learn how to put your body in just proper alignment in a way that will allow you to use every muscle in your body with every movement. That's a huge secret, right? If we know that our muscles are the metabolic engines of our body, and the more muscle mass we have, the more our metabolism can get cranked up. We can utilize more of those calories that we're eating, right? That's why we want to have more muscle mass. Well, if with every movement that we're doing, if we're only using maybe 50–60% of our muscles, you can see how you wouldn't get the same amount of result as if you were doing it using 100% of your muscles in every movement. Not only that, but just imagine it could even be pretty time efficient, right? And that's why people get great results in 15, 20, 30-minute workouts with T-Tapp and with the classes that I'm teaching, because we focus on alignment. Let me share with you what that means. So often I see women come to me, and when I'm looking at them right on, here's how they'll stand, right? Now, typically, not everybody, okay, but this is just to give you an idea. Like one foot may be way out than the other. The knee will roll in, okay, and a lot of times it's one more than the other. Now, look what happens to that foot. Knee is rolled in, so you're really putting a ton of pressure on the big toe ball joint, and over time, the big toe can roll in. You know what that's called? That's called bunions and really sore feet. Okay, also, check out in that position what's happening with that ankle. It's very weak, right? It's very unstable. Amazing to me how many of my ladies come to me who have broken their ankles, sprained their ankles, fallen off the curb, all these kinds of things, because they're not putting their body in proper alignment throughout the day. And so you get these weaknesses in the different joints. That's one with the ankle like that. Now, check out then, starts in foot, foot's out like this, ankles unstable, knees rolling in, right? So now the knee is wobbly. There's no stability there, okay? That's before we even take a look at, well, what's happening to these muscles here? Because what I find is most of us really want to cinch in here and melt away this, okay? So how does alignment fit in? Well, watch what happens if I go, okay, let's first of all bring the feet straight ahead. Now, for a lot of us, that's going to feel so odd. I know for myself, I practically duck when I walk, so I have to really be careful to bring those knees straight in. Now, let's say that this is your pelvic bones, like right here, your pelvis, and here's where your thigh bones kind of connect down to. I'm using the technical terms, thigh bones, right? So here's what I mean by alignment. If here's your pelvic bones, here's your thigh bones, you want to have everything in aligned place so that when you're working the muscles, you're going to work everything. Feel the difference. So you're going to put your feet right underneath your hip joints, okay? So do that like right here. Now notice what's happening. I have my knee. I'm trying to get my knee straight in alignment with that. Then as I go down, I'm trying to get my ankle pretty close in alignment with that. Now, some of us may be like this, okay, especially when we go to bend the knees. So go ahead and do that. Bend your knees. Just pay attention to where your knees go when you bend. Now, this is what I mean by that. What you can see is when I just bend my knees without thinking about it, can you see where they go? They go towards the center of my body. Now, if my knees are like that, I'm not activating or engaging any of these muscles. Get in position, feel it. You're not, right? There's no engagement there. But how about if I bend my knees? Now the next thing I want to do is I want to think about my tailbone, okay? So I just like to go bending your knees Think about your tail. If you have the tail on your sacrum, you're going to think, push your tail down into the earth. So that gives you a nice, you could call it a tuck, but it's not really a tuck, okay? It's a tailbone down. Did you just see what happened? All right, so now I'm in alignment here. My tailbone is tucked. Now I'm going to think, how do I kind of get out like this a little bit so my knees now are in alignment with my ankles and my hip ball joints. Just notice all of a sudden you're feeling all these muscles engage. You haven't even moved, but all of a sudden, just in your daily life, paying attention to what you're doing with your feet, your knees, etc., you're going to be activating muscles and using them, and the more we use them, the more they are burning calories and helping us to start to sculpt away. All right, so that's alignment from the waist down, and I know you can feel it. Now, let's pay attention to the next part of our alignment. Here's what I find just about all of us do. I'm going to turn to the side again. We slightly lean forward from our waist. Now, why do we do this? If you're in this position, lean forward for your waist. Also notice the shoulders roll forward, and typically the head is forward because everything in our life is forward, right? Like we're driving the computer, we're like this. No wonder our necks hurt all the time. All right, but right now focus on the leaning forward. When you're leaning forward like that, you're not using any of these muscles, okay? So just by thinking, okay, I'm going to stand up from here, lean back. Now, you're not leaning all the way back. It's not that. It's, you can even push in, you can stretch up from under here, but you're getting your body in a place now where your shoulder, center of the shoulder, center of hip, knee, ankle, now you're in a vertical or linear alignment, right? Now, all of a sudden, it takes muscle to hold yourself up here, right? So let's just pay attention one more time. We're gonna have our toes straight. You're doing a little knee bend. You're gonna tuck your tail down. You're gonna get your knees so they're right over your ankles. You're gonna stretch up from here and back so your shoulder and hips are in alignment. Good. Just feeling that feels pretty intense, doesn't it? All right, let's just go ahead real quick and work on the head. Take your hand to the top back of your head, and I want you to pull your hair. Now notice when you pull your hair, what it does is it stretches you up. I want you to feel like you're decompressing that spine. So tailbone goes down to the ground. We call it like your head is coming up into the heavens. So it's a heaven down to the earth. So you're really connecting in both ways, decompressing out of the spine. That helps you use all those muscles. All right, here's the last part of this alignment and form, right? I want you to think, shoulders, you can be up, but the shoulder joint rolls forward. What you want is to take your hands, typically they're kind of like this with they're back this way, right? So the shoulder joint rolls this way. And I want you to think, pull your shoulders up by your ears. As you're doing this, watch my hands. You're going to rotate your hands so that the palms are forward. See what I did? Shoulders up, back, down. Good. Now bend your elbows a little bit, okay? Think about your thumbs. Roll your thumbs back. Now, as you're rolling your thumbs back, your elbow comes forward. Look what happens to your shoulder joint. The shoulder is now in alignment. Good. See if you can keep that. Just drop your arms. You might not be able to. Let's just stand here. Who cares? So let's just review one more time with alignment. You're keeping the toes straight. They're underneath your hip joints. You're going to bend. You're going to take your tailbone. Pull it down. Get those knees to where they're in alignment with the ankle. They're not all the way out like this. Don't have to be. Just right there for now. You're lifting up. Shoulder and hip are in alignment. You're not leaning forward. Lean forward to feel the difference. Bring it on up. Your head is up. Your thumbs are back. Shoulders back. Now just standing there. Can you feel the heat go up in your body? You're going to get warm. You might even start to shake. Imagine it, and all you're doing is standing here. What's the secret? The secret is you're putting your body in a place of alignment where you're allowing your muscles to activate, to use every muscle, 100% of your muscles with every movement, even just standing. Now you can get the most out of anything you do. Let me just real quick do one more thing with you. Let's say you're lifting weights, okay? I don't lift weights, don't think you need to, but a lot of people love that. So let's just pretend like you have a weight in your hand, right? And you're gonna do a bicep curl. Now, get yourself out, lean forward, roll your shoulders forward like you probably do when you do your bicep curl. Do a bicep curl, and down, just connect to it, up and down. You're feeling it, okay, you feel it in that bicep. Now think, up and back, tailbone top, stretching it up. Shoulders are back. Now put that weight in and go up and all the way down. Do you feel the difference? Now you are using and activating and engaging, use whatever word connects with you, every muscle. That's the secret. That's why, or one of the reasons, why T-Tapp works so incredibly well. My classes work incredibly well. I do that. I add aligned stretching. It's so beautiful, the whole thing together. And it's time efficient. Why? You got it. You know the secret now. Because you're engaging 100% of your muscles with all of the movements. And that's how you get great benefits and results. Thanks. I hope you have a great day. Use this. Come back. Look in the mirror. You need that visual feedback because you don't know what you're really doing with your body and space. And do you really look, get connected to it, and see your results soar? Thanks. Have a